Hello and welcome to the Ross Cloud Podcast. I'm your host, Car.Ross Sr. And this platform was created to motivate and to inspire in hopes that you will become a better you. You know, I like to always give my shout outs to everybody out there that's listening. Thank you guys for tuning in. Special shout out to North Carolina Stand Up. Thank you guys for tuning in and listening in. Shout out to Brussels, Belgium. Bonjour. Thank you guys for listening. Hello to the Flemish and Dutch speaking folks over in Brussels, Belgium. Thank you guys for tuning in and listening. We really do appreciate it. Brittany Griner, let's keep Brittany Griner in our prayers as she's continued to be incarcerated until she goes to her next case, stand before the jury and everything. Man, we just gonna keep her in our prayers because I'm sure she's going through a lot of downside, depression and anxiety, just different things that you go through that you would go through if you're locked away in prison and you're in a whole nother country.
Yes.
So Brittany Griner, we're still praying for you here at the Ross Cloud Podcast, and we love you. And man, looking for you to come home real soon.
Yeah.
So listen, thank you again to everybody listening all over the world. Listen, I have my special, not really my special, but he is special. A co-host of the Ross Cloud Podcast. We have the one and only
Femi Osinowo.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
And like always, Femi is going to give us something special about Africa because he's a direct descendant of our beautiful motherland in Africa. So we're going to go ahead and turn it on over to him. What you got for us today, Femi?
Oh, yeah. I just want to say to everybody, I want everybody to just be careful out there because we're living in a world today where it's crazy out there. So I just want to tell everybody, be careful and be mindful as for others.
Mm-hmm.
So today, the last episode that we had, I brought to light one of the pioneers of Nigeria, whose name was Wole Soyinka. And I have two books, some of the books that he wrote.
Yeah.
One of the books that he wrote was The Lion and the Jewels. And then another book that he wrote is The Open Soul of a Continent.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
So,
Yeah. That's what's up. And what's his name again?
Wole Soyinka.
Oh, man.
Yeah, he's a writer. He's been a professor here in the United States.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, he has taught in Yale, Oxford.
Oh, come on, man.
Yeah, some of those.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
I love it, man. I love it. So what's the new?
So today,
I'm
gonna talk to you about. He's a former Nigerian president.
Really?
Yeah, he's a former Nigerian president. His name is Olusegun Obasanjo. Yes, Olusegun.
Man, all them names sound so strong and powerful.
Yes,
I love it.
Olusegun Obasanjo. He is a former Nigerian Army general. He's a former president of Nigeria, and he's a Yoruba descendant like I am as well.
Awesome.
Yes,
yeah.
He's Yoruba.
Okay.
So
and that's a particular tribe, Femi.
Yeah,
I mean to cut you off.
Yeah,
Okay,
like if you go back to the interview that we did, those three tribes, we have Igbo, Hausa, and Yoruba. I'm Yoruba, so
gotcha.
And like I mentioned, our names.
Yeah,
you could tell by our names what tribe a person is.
Right. Understood.
The names.
All right.
So Obasanjo, he was a career soldier before serving twice as his nation's head of state as a military ruler between February 13, 1976 to October 1st, 1979. Also, also as a Democratic elected president from May 29, 1999 to May 29, 2007. His current home is Abeokuta, the capital city of Ogun State. Ogun State is where I'm from, where my origin is from Ogun State. Before my parents or my grandparents, they start staying in Lagos State.
Okay.
So Obasanjo, he has done a lot of things for Nigeria back in those days, and like I said, he was the president till 2007. He was a president from 99 to 2007 before he left out.
Awesome.
So, yeah. So
awesome.
Again, his name is Olusegun Obasanjo, the former Nigerian president.
Awesome. Thank you, Femi, for that history moment in Africa. We really do appreciate it, man. And, we're going to try to make sure we bring you those interesting facts because, today is Thursday and we try to keep, try to stay consistent as possible with what we put in place. And we wanted to add that segment to the show. So thank you, Femi, for your knowledge and what you bring to the table here at Ross Cloud Podcast, man.
Thank you.
Listen, man, you're welcome. So me and my brother Femi, we were talking yesterday as we were preparing for today. And, as he stated in the beginning, in his intro, everybody stay safe out there, be careful out there, and it's becoming that way for us, black males on a whole, about us being safe. And, in previous conversations that I've had with you guys, to our listeners out there, I've talked about gun violence before, but I wanted to talk about it again so you can hear a different perspective from another black male. And I can honestly say when me and him talked about it on yesterday, we both was like, we're just kind of sick of this, man. We're just tired of what we see happening. So I'm going to give you guys a definition before we bring Femi in to get some perspective, and then we'll begin the conversation and the dialogue. But today we're going to talk about gun violence. So gun-related violence is violence committed with the use of a firearm. And I'm sure we all know that, but we like to just kind of tell you guys, these meanings. So gun-related violence may or may not be considered criminal. It's interesting, ain't it? Criminal in violence includes homicide, except when and where ruled justifiable. Assault with a deadly weapon and suicide or attempted suicide, depending on the jurisdiction. So pretty much it just depends on where you're from. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like where you live,
right?
On what the
demographic,
right? What the criterias are within the rules and the laws of each state. Each state is different,
right?
When it comes to that. So, according to gun policy, 75% of the world's 875 million guns are civilian controlled. That's a lot of guns.
Yes.
So roughly half of these guns, 48%, are in the United States, which we have the highest rate of gun ownership in the world. 48%, bro. And we got the highest.
Right.
We own the most guns.
Right. Individually. Right.
Like we have the most weapons.
Right.
Like people are armed in this country.
Oh yeah. They are.
So globally, millions are wounded or killed by the use of guns. Assault by firearms resulted in, listen to this, Femi, 180,000 deaths in 2013. And it's up from 128,000 deaths in 1990. There are additionally 47,000 unintentional firearm deaths just in 2013, right? So let's keep going with this. Let's keep going with this. Let's put some money on this, Femi. A report, which is a caveat to this. We know it's a $1 billion industry, right?
Right.
So listen to this, Femi. Listen to these numbers, man. A report released last April by SGB Media shows that sales of firearms and guns in the United States have grown by 269% between the years of 2008 and 2022, Femi, making the once, listen to this, we ain't talking about 5%, Femi.
And that's within 14 years.
Yes, Femi. Femi, they didn't say 10%.
No.
They said 269. The sales of weapons have grown 269% between the years of 2008 and 2022, Femi. Making the once, now, listen to this number. It was once a $19.1 billion industry. That was then.
Mm-hmm.
Today, as me and you speak right now,
right,
it's worth $70 billion, Femi. That's the problem right there.
Wow.
It's the money.
And you know, Ross, I'll be honest with you, Ross, and we've talked about this.
Sure.
It's like this country is built on capitalism.
Yes, sir.
Anything that makes money. It's like we've been talking about gun violence for
a minute.
For a long time.
And we still talking about
But we have so-called, I mean, I get it and I understand, certain, we could sit here and talk about certain aspects of it and certain perspective.
Yes.
But it's like these guns in the hands of, I would say, not all, I would say some of the people that own these guns, because that's a lot of,
bro.
Yo,
listen Femi, like, and that's just in the United States, bro.
I'm sitting here trying to, me, I'm good in math.
Yes.
I'm sitting here in 14 years, and you have 200 and something %.
Yes.
Of a look, $70 billion.
It went from 19 billion, Femi,
right,
to 7. Bro, those numbers are astounding, bro. Like, we're talking about a $19.1 billion used to be that jumped to $70 billion for the arms industry in the United States. That's just the U.S., Femi.
Yeah.
We own 48% of the guns in the world globally, bro. Like, when you put that in perspective, brother, we killing over here.
Right. And that's why a lot of all this violence are going on everywhere, all over the United States, And just a few days ago, it was a rapper by the name of PNB Rock. Was just got gunned down in LA.
Hold that thought. I'm finna give you some more numbers.
Wow.
As I know you're a numbers guy. Man, that's a great point that you bring up. I got a list of rappers though that's gonna blow your mind.
Oh yeah.
It's insane. But listen to these numbers, Femi. When I just give you the statistics, right? Because I know you're a math guy.
Right.
And this was just in 2016. I'm going to just give you the statistics of 2016, okay?
Wow.
The statistics show the profits of the top 20 largest arms producing and military services companies in the terms of arms sales in 2016. In 2016, United Technologies reported a profit This is a profit, bro, to the bottom line. 436 billion US dollars to the table.
Wow.
Bro, you know how much money that is?
Oh, yeah.
That's what they profit. So you know it's gone up even more. That's what the B. That's not an M.
Yeah.
That's a B.
Yeah. $5.4 billion.
$5.4 billion
in 2016.
In 2016.
Wow.
For that industry, for the United Technologies, that's what they reported. $5.4 billion.
Whew. We might be in the wrong business.
Boy, you crazy.
But you know,
but no, you know, like
in all seriousness.
So who's funding? Now, here's what I will say. Now that's even take it even deep. That's even go into PMB, right? Let's go into PMB, right? So I don't really know much about PMB. Do you know much about him?
Yes,
talk to us about it, and then we're gonna give a list, but we're gonna go even deeper with this.
He's a Philadelphia. He's from Philly.
Okay,
he's from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
Gotcha.
He's a rapper / songwriter.
Gotcha.
And I've seen a lot
making some moves.
Yes, I've seen a lot of interviews about him.
Yeah, I saw one on him.
He's a very, very good dude, man.
Yeah, I saw
humble.
that. I saw
and
that.
he has been on, Nick's Wildin' Out.
Yeah.
He's been on there. Very, very humble guy, man.
I
cool
heard one
dude.
of his songs, and I was like,
God.
okay.
I mean, he is, and they said he was in L.A. Him and his girlfriend was in L.A. They went to Roscoe.
Yeah, chicken and waffles. Legendary place in L.A., yeah.
I mean, and the guy just came in because he saw him with all this jewelry on.
Wow.
And I mean, why would you? I mean, this what we doing now?
You know, it's so sad.
It's sad.
Femi, like,
it is so sad.
You can't even go anywhere. If you make it, it's somebody always out there to
want to take
it from you. We don't want to wait on that. But you know what? We live in a society now where everything is take.
Right. Take. And they think you owe them.
You think
this young generation right here, they don't want to work for nothing.
No.
And they think everything has to be handled to them.
Yes.
No disrespect. There are some
right.
Some
young folks who out there getting
they're grinding. They're doing what they supposed to do.
And they making their money. But they becoming millionaires.
Right.
I get
but
it.
at the same time, the people that are doing these robberies they not even the ones that.
Nah,
I don't think they the ones that they hungry or they suffering. They just out there. I don't know if it's gang related or if it's
I don't either.
Or if it's just,
I don't either. But
he coming to our territory with all this jewelry on. Who he think he is? I mean,
we have
things like that, man.
We have so many of our street soldiers, or that's what they like to call them. But these are men. These are somebody's son, somebody's
uncle, father,
you name it,
brother.
So here are some of the recent deaths, right? And I'm gonna start from top to left with this. You just said PMB Rock,
right?
We have King Von.
Yeah, King Von from Chicago.
Young Dolph from Memphis.
Yeah, from Memphis, yeah.
Pop Smoke from
New York.
Nipsey Hussle.
Who's from L.A.
We have 3X.
Triple X.
Triple X Tenacion, I think. Tenacion, I think that's how you pronounce it.
Yeah.
You have those gentlemen that recently, these are the
MO3 from Atlanta.
MO3, that's right.
From
Actually,
Atlanta.
I just saw that. MO3. Yeah, that's right. MO3 passed away.
Right.
I'm even take it back. You remember Scott LaRock?
Yeah.
From BDP?
Yes.
Paul C, Jam Master J.
Yeah.
Of course, Tupac and Biggie.
Yeah.
The list
goes
on and on.
Man.
You got Soulja Slim.
Yeah.
From New Orleans. And, and Dollar from Los Angeles, California. I mean, like, it's wild, man. And when I'm looking at this, man, MO3 is actually from Dallas, Texas.
Oh, okay.
King Von is actually from Atlanta, Georgia, but he was considered I guess the shooting happened in Atlanta.
No, he happened in Atlanta. Chicago. He's from Chicago.
Okay, so you know what? The shooting happened in Dallas, Texas.
Right.
You was right, Femi.
Right.
You was right. Excuse me.
Right.
But yeah, man, like
all these killings and you know, and see that's the thing. You know, one king to another king. You know, black. See, this black on black, and then we not even going deep into how, you know, the cops killing us. You know, and
it's still happening.
Yeah.
Still happening.
You know, all these guns in the hand, and then you have all these kids that are going to school, killing, you know, going to the elementary school, universities, just supermarkets,
mass shootings, man.
I mean, these guns.
It's getting ridiculous.
Yes,
it's getting real ugly out here, and you know, it's so sad. As much as we talk against the guns, it's almost like you gotta have it though, Femi, to protect yourself. So there's just two sides to that.
That's
coin,
what I was.
man.
That's what I was saying earlier. Like you can't. It's like
can't win.
It's like it's like, okay, how do we balance?
Bring a balance. Well, here's what I will say. I do think that yes, you do need a weapon. You do need a gun of choice to protect yourself.
Right.
But I think what happens is there's not a lot of knowledge on how to use the weapon, on how to clean the weapon, how to disarm the weapon,
right.
Just everything that comes along with it. Now, I've had the fortunate opportunity. I was in the military, so I know how to break down an M16 and clean it, take the firing pin out, re-oil it, clean it, get all the the junk off of it, the gunpowder.
Yeah, you was in the military.
Yeah,
what branch?
I was in the Army.
Okay.
And so I know how to clean a Beretta. I know how to clean a 9mm and a M16. Right. You have to do it every time you shoot it.
Right.
It's a daily maintenance on the weapon.
Right.
So, when you put that in perspective, there's not a lot of education even when it just comes to safety on a whole,
right.
You have those young parents or even older parents. I won't just say young, older parents in general,
right.
that may just have a gun sitting out and a baby come and kill themselves,
right.
or a toddler kills its baby brother.
Right.
And
he picked up
the gun. He's playing with it.
Yeah, he think it's one of those
on TV, and he pulled the trigger and he killed his baby sister or baby brother.
Right. We've seen
so
that.
Education is like at the top of the list. We need to take some classes. We need to be taught how to use the weapon, where to store the weapon at. Right. The purpose of the weapon is to protect you.
Right.
But what has happened is, you have a lot of these big companies that we were just talking about. Think about it, Femi. It's a $1 billion industry, right?
Ooh, yeah.
Billions of dollars are being made off of. And thank you for that correction, too. When you corrected me earlier and you said 5.4, 5.3 billion. Thank you for that correction, because I said it wrong. But you got these big companies. When you look at the correlation of the two, the companies and the rap artists.
Right.
What better way to fund? Show this AR-15 with the scope on it.
Right.
In the video.
Right.
See, we don't look at that, but it's a marketing tool.
Right. Yeah.
I got this 9mm. I got this Desert Storm right here, Desert Eagle.
Right.
And I'm gonna pop.
Right.
Let me show you what it do.
Right.
Let me show you what it do.
Right
quick. So quite naturally, there's going to be a fascination with it.
Right.
And they're going to get them guns in them hands.
Right.
Then what happens is you get wealthy, you buy you an arsenal.
Right.
You're going to spend your $1,000 on that.
Right.
On that AK-47.
Right.
You're going to get that rifle with Don't get that 9mm with the scope on it. You want that Beretta, that M16. And, bro, they getting military-style weapons.
Oh, yeah. I have Caucasian friend of mine.
Yeah.
And some of the friends that I do work with, look, if they showed me their gun collections at home.
It's crazy, Femi.
I was like, yo, who are you going to war with?
I understand.
Just like, look, I'm just trying to be ready for my family. Like, ready for
It's sad, Femi, but it's real. Look at what's happening. Look at what's happening between Russia and Ukraine. Them folks have to take up arms over there for themselves. You know what I'm saying?
But that's a different look. It's just like back in Africa, you don't see guns. Y'all
don't have a gang problem. There's not a gang problem over there. I know Haiti has a gang. Have some gangs.
I won't
out there, but I think it's more or less the gangs over there are more or less for the people.
Yeah.
They're robbing to make sure that. I'm not justifying it. So to our listeners out there, we're not justifying violence. What we are saying is
trying to bring
a perspective to it and just get an understanding. Okay, the Haitian gangs, they're like, well, shoot, we need this money for our neighborhoods.
Right.
We need this food for our neighborhoods.
Right.
So I'm gonna rob you and hold you hostage.
Right.
Because we're struggling down here in this part of the world.
Right.
And we need this, we need that, and ain't nobody giving it to us. Oh, we're going to take it.
We're going to come take it.
So from that standpoint, from that perspective, and the gangs there, not saying it's right, but I understand why they're doing it, right? But to your point, go ahead, Femi, I'm sorry.
See, when I was growing up in Nigeria, some of the things that I saw, it wasn't so-called of a gang. It was just like, there was just people that just bully. But you got all these guys, they just go around bullying people and just trying to take from people or whatever. But we didn't have a lot of guns out there in these streets like the entire country. Like everybody just have guns.
Everybody, man. Now.
The only way that people will have guns is through like maybe they know somebody or they know people in the military or in the police forces that will but just as far as like young kids, everybody just having guns here and there, like the whole country, everybody just having all these guns. I don't think it's like that. In from where I'm from, it's either that they're like the military is providing it to certain people or giving it to certain certain individuals but like the way you just read that statistics or that,
I know, man, it's crazy, right?
Yes,
right. It's it's giving us an opportunity to sit back and think, we still see the mass shootings happen across America. We see famous rappers
getting killed,
Femi. And I thought that once you made it, you just
that's it.
That's it. You get the hell away from it.
Right.
That's the But it's coming to them though.
Yeah, but why? I heard somebody saying the other day, like it was like, well, you can't be wearing all these jewelries or driving all these cars.
Why can't I work for it?
Yeah,
I worked for it.
He worked hard for it.
He worked hard to get what he got.
If he wants to put all his jewelry on, why can't we be safe? Why can't we be at a place where I could just walk down the streets without somebody harassing me?
Bro,
you go get your own job.
And
go do like I did.
Whatever you want to do.
Do what I did. I got a job.
That's right.
All these wasn't given to me just overnight.
I got you.
I worked for it.
Worked for it over a period of time.
Right.
Correct. Yeah.
So it's sad that it comes down to now. Oh, now I'll probably have to get security guards just to go
to go to the store.
To the store.
That's crazy, ain't it?
Or because I'm driving a Lambo, or I'm driving this, or and somebody looking like, who's that in that car? We need to take that car.
Yeah.
We need to take that jewelry.
And you know what's so
why?
Why? Right. When all you got to do is work for it. But again, that's where you have some folks are takers, Femi. Some people feel like they've been struggling long enough and they don't want to wait. Not making an excuse for it, but you got people with that mindset.
Right.
Man, I'm over here struggling. They don't deserve to drive that. I'm going to take it from them. We see it happening across America, man.
Right.
And you know what's so crazy? So we got all of that happening, all of these different distractions.
Right.
But we still are dealing with police brutality.
Yes.
Aggressive detainment when you're detaining a criminal or
right.
Inmate. I just hate to see. I hate to just say it that way, but whenever you're arresting a human being, let's say that a human being,
just treat them
with respect. It's a human person. It's a human.
Right.
It's a life that you're dealing with.
Right.
So here recently, Columbus, Ohio, had the incident where a young man was shot and killed. He appeared to have raised a hand with something in it. And Femi, it was a vape pen.
Oh, my God.
Just like they shot that young man that had a cell phone in his hand.
Right.
He had a cell phone. Then this young man gets shot in Columbus, Ohio. But check this out. A dispatch analyst of Columbus, Ohio police data from 2012 through August found black males represent 62% of all people shot by the police. And that was in the Columbus Dispatch. 62%, Femi, of all black males. And this is 2012 data. Bro, we in 2022. So how many black males has been shot between 2012 to 2022? Because I didn't even know nothing about this happening in Columbus, Ohio.
Within 10 years.
Within 10 years, Femi. And it's still a problem. They fatally shot an unarmed 20-year-old black man in the bed. Quite naturally, Femi, if I'm asleep, fam, and you bust in my house, I'm going to jump up.
Right.
You had the dog. I watched the video. You had a dog with you.
I saw it.
I would prefer.
Yeah, I saw it.
I hate that you have to do that, but I would prefer you send the dog in and just bite him.
Right.
And then take the dog off of him. You kind of see where I'm going with this?
I know.
It's like if there is a lesser to you pulling out your gun, killing somebody.
Bro.
That's just like the taser incident. And listen, we all are fatigued from talking about this.
Oh, yeah.
But if we don't talk about it, nothing will change.
No.
Yeah, we tired of hearing about it too.
Yes.
But somebody's got to have a voice and say something about this.
Russ, that's why we talking about it, Ross.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. That's what this platform is for.
That's right.
I mean, there are certain things that we're going to talk about that it might be uncomfortable.
Absolutely, Femi.
But we have to talk about some of these things right here.
Man, we have to, man.
I mean, I know a lot of people say, well, black on black crime and all this.
Oh, absolutely.
Well, yeah, I mean,
we still got a problem with it in Chicago across.
There's white on white crimes too.
Yes. We got problems across this country.
Yes.
With violence. So, come on, man.
It's a lot. It's a lot, Ross. It's a lot. I mean, it's a lot. Yeah, we're going to talk about black on black crime. We're going to talk police brutality and all these. Some of these guns
problem, man.
Are in the wrong hands.
That's what I was going to say.
It's in the wrong hands. And you know what's sad? Because sometimes they always trying to play this mental issue or mental health or he was he was abused as a child, or he was, you know, I mean, even though we talk about these things, like, you know,
Sure.
people could just walk in stores and buy guns and ammunitions and all this other things, but it still don't give you the right to take a life.
No, it doesn't.
When you don't have to.
You don't
now,
have to.
if you was protecting yourself, like I get it.
I get it too.
But when you go against somebody and just because you want to take from them, you the one who's trying to take my stuff, and you pull a gun on me, and you know, and I'm looking like, bro, okay, go ahead, and you still shoot, still took their life, or these police. I'm telling you, sir, my hands are up. Look at me, my hand, and you still pull that trigger.
I'm gonna tell you, man.
It's sad, man.
It is sad. Man.
It's sad.
You know, every time I'm watching this video now, man, and every time
I saw it.
Yeah, every time I watch this,
Oh, I saw it.
you know,
That guy.
you know,
I mean,
you know, condolences to Donovan.
He was
Lewis's
asleep.
family. Yeah,
He was asleep, man.
Donovan Lewis is his name.
Yeah.
So his name is Donovan Lewis. He was 20 years old.
Yeah.
And condolences go out to his family. And,
Yeah.
you know, we're going to keep talking about it.
Prayers,
The young man
prayers
was,
go out to
prayers
family.
go out to him and his family.
Right.
You know, he was asleep.
Right.
He had a vape pen. Quite naturally, if you come in and you do that, dude, yes, I'm scared. I'm asleep.
Right.
I probably, listen, I'm not going to add a stereotype to it,
Everybody
but
knows when you sleep and you just wake up. You know that look in your face when you just
like man, what the hell going
Yeah.
on? And you wake up to somebody shooting you. Quite naturally, he probably was in a dead sleep. Listen, we could add so many different elements of why he was in a deep sleep, Femi.
right.
But we're not going to add stereotypes on that.
No.
We're just going to say maybe he just got off work.
Right.
Maybe he had him a beer
Right.
and he went to sleep.
But he was in his own home.
Right. And maybe he didn't even have to have no kind of substance in his body. Maybe he just
He
was
was
tired,
in his own
bruh.
home though.
Right. Maybe he was just tired and was asleep. And a dead sleep and tired. And they bust in there. If you bust in my room, bro, I'm going to jump. Yeah, I'm going to jump. But I would rather you got the taser. You had a dog with you. I hate that they have to use that technique. But, you know, that to detain a criminal. But, you know, they use that. They use the K9.
Right.
K9 elements to detain a criminal,
Right.
Femi. Why not just send the dog in there and bite him?
Right.
And then he'd leave. At least he'd live. He might have a bite mark, but at least he lived to talk about it.
Right.
At least he can, you know, he go to jail for whatever it is he got to go to jail for. But you just shot him and took his life without a set. You got the dog. Why does that have to be the option? Why is the option is to go ahead, shoot that Negro and kill him? Why is it that way? Breonna Taylor, sleep in her house.
Breonna
No
Taylor.
knock warrant. You just kicked the door in, fam.
It's so many.
And you was at the wrong house. So Breonna Taylor, Eric Garner,
Right.
George Floyd.
Right.
Just like y'all tired, we tired of seeing this, then guess what? Get tired of hearing us talk about it then
Right.
and stop it.
Right.
You want us to stop talking? Change some of these goddamn laws.
Yes, you're right.
You know, it's
I
so
could
many.
just see it in your eyes.
Man.
Yeah.
Like, bro, when I saw this,
Oh yeah, when you was reading those the data and you was, I'm like, yo,
but you know, man, this is where our society
it's $1 billion
$1 billion business.
profit
It's
that
so much.
that they're making, and
Bro.
they're looking like we not giving that up.
So we'll say this is no, not at all, brother.
They're not gonna try to.
It's
give that up.
hard for a rich man to a billionaire. What's that? to go through the eye and the needle of a needle
Right.
on a camel.
Right.
To go through the eye of a needle. There's no way that can happen.
No.
It's almost impossible.
Yeah.
Think about it.
Right.
You can't do that. A rich man ain't gonna give up his riches.
No.
He not gonna say, "Oh, what you want me to give up my yacht? You want me to give up the way that I'm living for what?"
Right. I need to make that money.
I need to make that money, regardless.
If people gonna be stupid out there to kill each other, that's on them, right?
Mhm.
I don't care.
They
They
don't
don't.
care nothing about that.
No.
You know,
No. Not at all.
it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah,
like you
you
said,
know.
we're gonna keep talking about these things, and
Yeah.
that's that's what this platform is about, and just to talk about.
So let me give a correction on that as it pertains to a camel through the eye of a needle. Let me bring correction to that. Actually, it's a scripture.
Okay.
And it says right here, this is what Jesus is saying to his disciples. So this is what I was bringing reference to. So forgive me if I said it wrong earlier. It is easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than of a needle than for someone who is rich to enter into the kingdom of God.
Mm.
So I was just using that metaphorically.
Right.
To say, just what you were saying, Femi, he ain't going to give up his riches.
No.
So he can change, so there can be a better day. So you can see a different view, a different way of living your life.
Right.
He ain't going to give up that. A camel can go through there quicker than a rich man will.
You're right.
So when you put that in perspective, he ain't finna give up his riches, bro.
Billions of dollars, man.
Yeah, he ain't giving it up. I ain't giving it up. That's my money. I'm not doing that, Right. Yeah. So,
But now let me ask you a question.
Sure,
what do you think will be the proper way to try to resolve some of these gun violence, or what comes to mind?
What I said earlier, I think
proper education,
regularly going to gun violence, regularly going to the firing range, learning how to discharge a weapon, and then I like something you said earlier. They always talk about mental illness, but some of this stuff is just evil. Some stuff is just happening because people are evil. But again, there may need to be some stiffer laws put in place,
right,
for these guns. I know they do an extensive background, but after a while, Femi, they probably gonna start. Money, man, is money is the root of all evil. We know money is necessary, but
the use of money.
Yeah, man. But it's we talking about an industry that went from 19 billion to 70 billion dollars, Femi.
Wow.
In less than 14 years? 14 years,
right.
bro.
God.
So when you think about it, 14 years, you mean to tell me you made that kind of money in 14 years, fam? We ain't talking, millions of dollars.
But we don't have money for education. We don't have money for these teachers that are.
Why not make these
kids
classes free for some of these kids? Why not do
all
more
these
games?
billions of dollars?
Listen, man. If you buy a weapon, I think you need to go through an extensive class. I think you need to know exactly what that weapon can do.
Right.
How it would tear your body up.
Right.
You need to show videos of what it does to people.
Right.
You need to have people coming in that are in wheelchairs because of gun violence.
Right.
You need to show that. Just like they need to show a mangled face after you shoot somebody in the face. I know one of the biggest things for me when I was in the military, when we would go to the range and we would go shoot our M16. But we shot many weapons though.
Right.
I shot M60s, a 50 cal. I've shot some wild weapons, that
Right.
can tear up the human body. It's made for destruction, bro.
yeah.
It can tear up a tank.
Right.
But I remember when we went on the firing range, Femi, and we had to go down, fire the M16, and I remember seeing, first of all, the ammunition for it.
Oh yeah,
is big, right?
Oh.
It's huge.
Mm.
So we're not even going to talk about the 50 cal, and
Ooh.
we ain't even go. The list goes on, and grenade launcher and all of these. But just to think of something like that going through your body, cutting through your body and shredding it. But the biggest thing with the M16, what I saw with that M16 is it goes in your body as a tiny little hole. But bro, when it come out your back, it blow your whole back out. So it literally opens up and cuts through your body when it shreds through your body. It's designed that way.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
When you think about, I think about when we had the band.
Sometimes it'll explode.
Absolutely, man. It comes out. But the thing about the M16 and that ammunition is designed to cut through the body. It's designed, it twists and it turns. It's a lot of engineering that comes with that, because I was thinking the same thing. It explodes. No, it literally cuts through your body.
Right.
Once we saw the back end of the target that we were using, I was like, what? It came out like that? So when you think about it, you're like, wow. Just when you put it in perspective, like, dang, it went in as a little hole. And, when they was talking to us, they was like, and he may not even have felt it. But he did. He done. And with that much force, that can knock you down on your butt.
Right.
It'll knock you down from afar. We were firing at 50 yards out. 50 yards out.
Wow.
It would leave this massive hole in us.
50.
And not in us, but a human, when I think about all the weapons that we used, even when it came to the engineering of the bayonet, and that's, it's this large knife.
Right.
It's used during war times that you put on the end of your M16. And there is a way that you use it where the engineering is made for you to, listen, that mofo would tear you up.
Right.
But it's not the entrance that tears you up. It's the twisting of it and pulling it out that tears you up.
Right.
So when you go in, it's twist, turn, up, pull out.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's made to tear your tail up.
Ooh.
Twist, pull, turn. If I'm not mistaken, I can't remember verbatim, but it was twist, pull, turn. Twist, pull, turn, pull, something like that. But it's designed to cut through the body when you stick somebody with it at the end of your M16.
Right.
If you out of weapons, then that becomes your weapon. That M16 that's your baby. You can do everything with it. You can shoot a grenade launcher. You got, even when you think about the grenades, and you think about how the grenade is engineered and designed, a lot of people think you just and I might be giving reference to pulling the grenade trigger out. So when you pull that grenade, you can twist. What it is you pull the pin. So you twist and pull the pin. When you pull the pin, I can walk around with the grenade like this. But once I release it, that trigger that you're holding, it's a little clip on the grenade. You're holding that. As soon as you release that, bro, you better get to moving. But I can walk around with a grenade in my hand like this all day long.
Wow.
But once I release it, and once I release that clip, all hell finna break loose, buddy. And so we watched and you would hear the scrap metal come out of them whenever, because you got to learn how to throw them.
Right.
So you're going like through this tank. It's like this huge tank you're going through. The same tank you might see at the zoo. It's like a bunker is what it is.
Yeah,
it's a bunker. That's the proper name for it. It's a bunker. And you have grenades in the bunker. And everybody gets a grenade, and you're holding the grenades while you're going on, and you better not drop that grenade.
Wow.
So you are taught how to throw the grenade, pull it out, and throw it. And once you throw it, once you release it, grenade, you hit the deck, boom, and you can hear the shrapnel say,
wow.
You can hear it actually come out of the grenade. It's an experience that I'll never forget, firing the 50 cal. So
How
I
long
can
was you in the
understand. I was in there
military?
about 3.5 years, close to 4 years.
Oh, okay.
So Femi, I can understand. Femi, I can totally understand the fascination. I can understand the fascination of something that powerful in your hand that can cause damage. So I'll be that and be very, very honest,
Right.
very transparent. When I went to the military, I think I might have fired a shotgun. I fired a shotgun once or twice in my life, maybe 3 times when I was a kid, and that was because my mom's my stepfather at the time. He was a country. They lived in the country, so we would shoot. We would shoot his shotgun. You know,
Right.
Come here, boy. Let me show you how to shoot this shotgun.
Right.
So that was my first experience with a weapon,
Right.
and I never forgot it. And then when I went to the military, I actually owned a 9mm and a .380 automatic.
No.
But I knew how to clean them. I knew how to do all of that because I was taught in the military.
Right. Right.
But of course, I ended up going to jail. I ended up going to jail with a weapons charge when I was in the military at about 22 with a gun charge. So I got a gun charge on my record. But the point I'm making, the point that I'm making, it was expunged, but it always comes up. It always comes up. Even though they say it's expunged, it always comes up.
Right.
And so you got to always answer the question of why did you do that? Like, okay, what happened right here? I see they expunged it, but what happened? Especially if they do a national run on your name.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, you know, man, I understand it. I get it. I totally understand the fascination of, you know, wanting a weapon, wanting a gun, wanting to fire it, you know, enjoying to hear the boom, the power of holding the gun, especially as passionate as I remember Tupac. I think he stated in one of his in one of his songs, you know, he fell in love with loving the way the guns blow, verbatim.
Right,
you know, I may be off a little bit,
right,
but I'm paraphrasing.
Right.
He fell in love with the way the guns blow.
Right.
I get it. I understand with it. It's a rush.
Right.
It's a feeling of power that you have in your hand, especially for a kid who may not can fight who can't fight.
Right.
So his first choice is gonna be like, well, I'm gonna give me a gun. I'm gonna kill everybody in here.
Right.
You know, and so to kind of go back to what you were saying is, I think education.
Right.
Education on how to use the gun. Education on what this gun will do to you.
Right.
Having conversations with people who've had experience with gun violence that have impacted their life. They're in a wheelchair.
Right.
You know, they never can walk again.
Right.
I mean, showing what it looks like. Go to the ER.
Right.
And see what happens when they take those bullets out of those young men.
Right.
You know, the ammunition out of those young men.
Yeah, because some of them, they'll just get paralyzed.
Yeah, man.
But
so
see,
I feel like that's what they need to do.
Right.
I'm not taking away from the fact that, hey, I agree with everybody out here. We do need them.
Right.
You got to protect your family.
Right.
What happens if somebody come in your house?
Right. So those kind of things.
So it's a caveat to it. You know, it's like damned if you do, damned if you don't, Femi. But education, I think, is the key, and kind of stiffening the laws. But here's the thing: you still got those guns. It's going, you got gun trafficking.
Oh yeah.
So you can make the laws stiffer.
And those guns are out there.
Yes, sir. But if powerful people can move and get those guns in the community, what can we do?
Right. But see,
so it's a lot. It's a lot to it, fam.
Right.
We both know that. But that's from my perspective.
Right.
I just think education is the key when it comes to weapons.
Right.
There are a lot of great people out here who can educate you on how to use that gun, how to clean it, how to put it in safe storage, all of those things. So, but go ahead.
But
that's my perspective.
Yeah.
What's yours?
But before I get to my perspective, see, you've experienced like the military.
Yes,
you've seen. But for average guy like somebody like me that has never been to the military, even though I've owned some firearms, I've owned some handguns, but hasn't been in your shoes where you've experienced how it goes in, how to hold this, how to do all this other stuff. But for an average person that hasn't been that has that kind of experience, so how do we, my question is, how do we, even though we said education, but there are some people, they don't know. They just think watching TV.
Yeah, we gotta get those resources out there.
We watching TV or you see a friend of mine he has a handgun, so let me go get a handgun. Or
I'll tell you, I get exactly where you're coming from, especially when you have YouTube. YouTube now teaches you everything,
right?
So I get where you can Google. You can Google everything, brother. It's at your hand. So you have access. You have the resources. But I think what the problem is, a lot of times they're not always controlled environments.
Right.
It's more or less like, man, let me show you what this gun can do.
Right.
There's a fascination that comes along with it. Before there's a lot of enthusiasts out there. Some people are just enthused about guns.
Right.
So there's a lot of enthusiasm. There's a lot of fascination with it. The power. Like we stated before, the actual hearing of it,
right?
The actual holding something that powerful in your hand, something that can be as destructive as a weapon can take a life,
right?
But again, getting in controlled environments, that's gonna be hard to do, Femi.
Yeah,
that would be the answer that everybody probably would want to hear,
right?
But I really think that was just from my perspective, but. That's a hard one, man. Because once they get in the hands, then you got that OG that's like, I'll show you how to use this weapon. Let me just take you out back and show you how to use it. And I get that too. Because that's what happened with me. My stepfather showed me how to shoot a shotgun, a double barrel shotgun. He showed me how to shoot it. It might have been a single barrel, but either way, it might have been double barrel sugar. But either way, he showed us both how to put it in, actually put it in there, disarm the weapon, hold the weapon up, get it away from people, So it was a lot of education he taught us, but he's an ex-military man. So he was like, hold that weapon down. Don't hold that weapon. Don't point that at nobody. Don't even play like that. So I just think responsibility, being around responsible gun owners, you have to create a environment for that, Femi. Safe storage, get you some Ziplocs, and and it's put safety on the gun when you put it up. Clean it on a regular. Just it's almost like the small things, but people so happy to get it in their hand, they're ready to use it. They're ready to get that power in their hand and be like, nah, I got this blicky, as the young people call it. Got this Blicky. And they've all had
Right.
names. Steel.
Got this
You
heat.
know, I got this heat. Yeah, literally, I got this heat. You know, I'm gonna burn you real quick.
Right.
So you got all kind of names out there for them. So I just think responsibility is at the responsible gun owners is going to be the key to it. But again, that's a tough one because you're dealing what we just say, billions of dollars. Let me give an explanation to what I was saying with what Jesus meant by it's easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle. Let me give some explanation to that because I want to make sure that I give it to them because I respect the community, the Christian community enough to give the explanation to what Jesus meant. For the unfamiliar with the world of sewing, eye refers to the hole at the top of a sewing needle where you attach the string. Now, you and I, we know that, right?
Right.
So here it is. Ancient needles had a familiar construction to ours. And so you can imagine that a large camel would not fit through the eye, through the hole at the top of the needle. And that was the point that Jesus was making, Right. It's harder for that camel to go through, It means by it's easier for a camel to go through the eye because of the large hump. His hump can get through the eye of that needle. He can go on through because his body is slim.
Right.
He just got that upper
little hump.
That hump that make it hard for him to go through the needle. So just wanted to give some explanation on that because I know people will give you a hard time.
Oh, yeah.
That Negro don't know that word. They don't know what they're talking about. So let me put some respect on that community.
Right.
Make sure that I explain that. You know what I'm saying? But it's the riches.
Right.
It's the wealth, bruh.
Right.
You still gonna be fighting that whole giant.
Right.
Yeah, it's hard. You can slay the giant, but that's a hard one. You're talking about billions of dollars, bro.
Right.
And like we said, they're not gonna let that money go, fam.
Right.
They ain't letting that. What? You mean tell me last year? Okay, so I made 19 billion, and it's up to 70 billion. What are we gonna do in 3,000? You kind of see what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
What are we gonna do in the year 3,000? That's wild, ain't it?
It is.
What the dollar amount gonna be? And really and truthfully, we ain't even got to go that far. What's this? 2022? That's say, oh dang, right there at it, bro. Ain't no telling what it is and what it's gonna be in the next 5 years.
No.
Man. It's
more you could tell now that it's more people. Like when I go to the grocery stores, you see people with their gun on their hips.
It's the wild west out here.
Everybody wants,
Everybody want to be a cowboy. We're in the cowboy days. If you would.
I mean, everybody has their gun on their hip.
Yeah, the wild west.
So it's like, to me,
shout out to Kumo D.
Right. Wild West.
Yeah, wild West, right? And guess what's so crazy? We in the wild West.
Yeah.
That's wild. I mean, it was made many years ago,
right.
But
it is.
Shout out to Kumo D.
Like you said, damn if you do, damn if you don't. It's like you want to protect your family as best as you can.
As best as you can.
You want to make sure nobody, because you work so hard.
For your stuff.
And then for somebody to want to come in and break in and
you can't take it with you.
And that's just one part of gun violence that we'll talk about. And then you have the police brutality.
Suicide.
You would think these cops that have gone through all this training,
at that part,
academy training and all this,
and
stuff,
they got all the training,
right?
You know what I'm saying?
And shout out to all the good cops.
Thank you for that.
All the good cops that are out there.
Yes, sir.
Shout out to all the good cops that are out there.
I want you to come to my house if something going down.
Yes.
Fact.
No, I'm being honest, because there's a cop that stays in my neighborhood.
I got you.
And we you know, sometimes we'll stop and talk to him. Nice guy, real nice guy. You know, and there are some good cops out
It
here.
is. We're not taking away from that at all.
It's always just one out of a bunch.
One bad apple. But we
One
sick of them bad apples,
right.
man. Get them
We
bad
are.
apples up out of there, man. I'm
What's
not going
wrong
to tell
with it?
you. I'm going to tell
you
you.
would think, okay, you've gone through all. You meant to tell me with all the training that you've been through, but you still scared. You still scared at me that ain't been through no kind of training. Oh, I was scared of my life. Oh, he was trying. What?
I do understand.
Y'all been through all these trainings.
Yes.
Several times.
Femi, I understand.
In so many occasions, I believe in all these trainings, they were like, if we in a certain situation, well, how do you handle this? They've been through all of this.
Oh, they taught that now.
They've been through all of this. Are you still telling me you come out there?
Y'all excuse Femi. He just passionate. He beating on the table in here now. You know. So if y'all hear that. He excited right now. His passion is up right now.
Because like you said earlier, we are tired of these things, man.
Yeah, we are. You know,
and I get it. You know, even and I will speak to our own community as well.
Yeah, absolutely, man. We have to do our part. It's crazy, man. Y'all put them guns down, man.
We need to stop it.
Put them guns down,
please,
begging you.
We are all kings out here.
Yes, sir.
Killing each other is not solving nothing at all.
And you know what's so crazy, Femi? And the ages, when I was reading...
25 to 30.
19.
Oh, yes.
19 to 30 years old, Femi.
You know what? It's even less than that.
Yeah, it's even less than that, though, because
I read
think about it.
16.
It might be 16, bro. You're right.
15.
But those were, let me say this then, those were the numbers of... some of the rap artists that passed away. That age was ranging from 19 to 30.
Right.
That's they're young men.
Yes.
Put them guns down. There's a time and a place. And
what happened to these hands? What happened to just
ain't no more.
What happened?
Femi, ain't no more.
Back in the days, you know, you whoop my ass. I'm gonna fight another day,
and I'm gonna come back.
Right.
Coming back to fight you again. Let's go, bro.
I mean, it's
you know what's so crazy.
You crazy out here, man.
You fought in your neighborhood, but you might have fought each other every day.
What?
But God dog, you went home though, Femi.
Man,
you went home, and then even if you couldn't get along with each other, it wasn't no revenge. It was just like, come on, man, let's go play ball. Man, I ain't playing ball with you, man, because you be tripping out on
right.
You always fouling somebody, lead to a fight.
Right.
But guess what? We live to talk about it.
Yes, and guess what?
Jump each other.
I have seen.
Oh yeah.
I have seen till this day. I have seen two guys. They were their work. They. I won't say they were enemies.
I got. I know what you mean.
I've seen two
Very
guys
competitive.
that they've got into it, and they best friend to this day.
Yeah, just competitive, man.
Right.
You know?
They best friend to this day. They got into a fight a few times, and now they could talk about like, man, I used to whoop your tail back then. You know, and those are some of the things that, you know, you could talk about now. These are the things that these kids, this new generation need to understand.
Stop the violence, man. Put these guns down.
Please do.
Headed for self-destruction, man.
Please do.
So listen, we hope that we have said something on today that can help you become a little bit better. Listen, we're so serious. You know, we joke around and, you know, we're having a good time. But in all seriousness, you know, man, we don't want to keep turning on the television and our young black men are dying. Even our older gentlemen too.
Right.
You know, we got to figure this out, y'all. Got to stop the violence.
Yes.
Especially, you know, across this nation. I'll say that across this nation, but particularly to our young black men, man. Put these guns down, man. Yes. You know, put them down and let's begin to love each other.
Yes.
And respect each other as the kings and queens that we are.
Yes.
You know, and listen, we're going to try to keep these conversations coming to you guys. You probably could hear the passion between myself and Femi on today.
Yeah.
So put the guns down, y'all. Put the guns down.
Please do. Please do.
And on a lighter note, I hope you guys enjoyed that drum selection by Femi on today. He brought his African roots out here today, baby. And hey, I'm telling you, man, y'all don't understand. You know, we just, you hear the passion, but we just tired.
Right.
Between us, and I'm sure it's others out there.
Yeah.
Stop the violence, y'all. Stop the violence. Listen, this is the Ross Cloud Podcast. I'm Car.Ross Sr.
I'm Femi Osinowo.
Make it a great day and keep being great. Peace, y'all.
Peace.